Scott, is something wrong?
What?
You keep staring over at the bar.
Oh, you know, I thought there was somebody I went to high school with over there.
Oh. So what do you think?
About what?
Scott Baldwin, you haven't been paying a bit of attention. And Alice and I were just talking about who I should name as Jason's financial advisor.
That's kind of a routine procedure.
Yeah, I know, but then Alice suggested that I name Alan. I wondered if you agree.
I think that'd be the worst possible choice.
Why? I mean, the Quartermains know how to handle money.
Well, that's not necessarily true. Alan Quartermain is a doctor. He doesn't know anything about money. I think that would be a big mistake, Susan.
Well, it's good to see you, Mr. Hand. We've missed you.
Really? I never would have guessed.
Well, I try to keep track of my regulars, and I noticed you haven't been in lately.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Listen, can I buy you a drink? Or isn't that permitted while you're working?
Oh, well, I think we could make an exception this one time, Mr. Hand. I'll have a white wine on the rocks.
Bartender, would you get the lady a white wine on the rocks? You know, I wish you'd call me Anthony. All my friends do.
Anthony. I like that name. Kind of dignified. Has character.
Well, more than Scott, for instance.
Scott? You mean Scotty Baldwin? I hardly ever see him.
Well, he's been staring at you for the last half hour.
That figures. But I know all of his tricks.
Oh, I'll bet you do. But you gotta hand it to him. I understand he's got really big plans for the waterfront.
Elaborate, anyway.
Well, they must be. I mean, he's bought up a lot of land, and I hear he's getting his hands on even more. Is that true?
I know just about everything there is to know about Scott Baldwin.
Mm-hmm. Including what he intends for the waterfront.
He has a hard time keeping secrets from me.
You said the plans are elaborate.
They are?
So how elaborate are they?
Very.
That, my dear, is a very evasive answer.
Well, think of it this way, Mr. Hand. Anthony. If I knew a lot about your business, would you want me to go around telling just anybody?
No, I wouldn't. But to a good friend, that I'd understand.
Of course, I would too.
Would you really now?
Yes, I think a woman should help her good friends. Don't you think that's true?
Oh, I think that's very true. And when we become better friends, I think you'd help me out if you could.
I'd want to, certainly.
Then that settles it. You and I, young lady, are going to make a very concerted effort to become very close friends. Why don't we start with dinner, say one night early next week?
I'd love it.
Good. What night do you have off?
To have dinner with you?
Mm-hmm.
Any night you choose. You know, the more I think about it, Scott, the more I think you're right. It would be a mistake to name Alan.
Good. Terrific. Listen, I gotta go. I've got a client waiting.
Okay.
I had your lunches put on my tab.
Oh, thank you, Scotty. That was very nice of you.
The pleasure was all mine. So long, Aunt Alice. Susan, I want you to give Jason a big hug for me when you see him, okay? You promise?
You bet.
Okay. See you real soon.
Bye.
You know, I think that's the first time he ever called me Aunt Alice.
He has such a wonderful nature.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, the more I'm with Scott, the more I like him.
Anthony, how you doing?
Hey, Baldwin, I'm all right. How are you?
Not bad.
Hello, Scott.
Scotty.
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure, what's up, Heather?
You make me sick.
He sounded so vile, Luke, like he was saying goodbye forever.
I'm sure he didn't mean it like that.
But he's so ill. If he goes to prison, he might die.
Now, look, darling, even I know that your father doesn't want you to be worrying about him. He's made his decision. You'll make it a hell of a lot easier on him if you'll just accept it. He's only thinking of you.
But that's just it. I want him to think of himself.
Do you want me to have a talk with him?
Would you?
Sure. Stay here. Try to get some rest. I'll talk.
But shouldn't I come with you?
No, you better just stay here. Let me do it alone.
Thank you.
You mind?
Oh, no. Come in, son.
You okay?
You may not understand this, but I feel a great sense of relief.
I think I understand.
Is Ramsey waiting for me?
No, yeah, there's no hurry. Charles, I'm sure I don't have to tell you that Holly is frightened.
Did she send you in here?
No, it was my own idea.
Good. I like that. I know you love my daughter very much, Luke. I trust you to take care of her.
Oh, well, you got my word on that.
Well, I have much more in your word. I see it in your eyes when you look at her. I see it in her eyes, too, when she looks at you.
I love her very much.
Now, maybe you'll help her to accept this.
She will.
I hope so. You know, a man comes to a point where he has to pay. He fights it hard sometimes, but inevitably he accepts it. You know, there's a strange kind of peace that comes with that acceptance.
Yes, I know that feeling.
I have so much to be thankful for. You know, thank God, Holly, I was never lost to me.
Yeah, well, I feel that way, too. You know, we used to fight on the different sides of it.
Yeah, now we're fighting side by side. And you know for what?
I think so.
For Holly. She's still got a chance, Luke. But not with me anymore. With you. She's just starting her life. Can you remember that? I've wasted mine, but now her life depends on you, not on me.
You know, it's not going to be easy for her if you have to go to the joint.
I know. It's harder for her, by far, than it is for me. That's why you'll have to give her that much more love and support.
Well, look, man, she's got it all right now.
Good. Keep her, Luke. How do they say that in the ceremony? Keep her in sickness and in health.
Yeah.
Will you do that?
I love her.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, Holly, I've decided not to alter my views.
Oh, Pete.
Now, darling, let me finish. Because I'm a very happy man. And you know why? Do I have to tell you?
I think I know why.
Of course you know. You've always known me so well, Holly. But now you know all of me. I'm a happy, very happy, contented man.
I brought you just some more coffee.
Oh, I'd love some. That'd be nice, Heather.
I am to please.
What you mean is you aim to hear more of our conversation. Really, Heather, sometimes you are so obvious. And Alice, would you excuse me? You have to go to the ladies' room. Hurry back up.
Hurry back, dear.
Oh, I will. I wouldn't want you to miss a word.
Susan is right about something. I did overhear you talking about Jason's trust fund.
Well, poor Susan, you know, it's really a very big decision. I mean, she has to be careful how that money is handled.
Has she decided on anyone?
No, not really. I suggested Alan, but I think Scotty Baldwin just talked her out of naming him.
Well, that makes sense. I'm sure he wants to get a hold of that money for himself.
And, who do you think it should be?
Isn't it obvious, Mother? Me, of course. I mean, after all, I'm part of the family, and I'm someone who really loves Susan and Jason.
Heather, you are talking to your mother. And I can see right through you. I always could.
Well, what kind of a crack is that?
It is not a crack. It is simply the truth. I mean, Susan was right. Sometimes you just are a little bit too obvious.
I don't think I know what you're talking about.
You loving Susan? I mean, simply not the truth. You don't care for Susan, you don't care for Jason.
It is true.
I know better. I
I'm sorry if you don't like hearing this, Heather, but the only people that you love are someone that you can get something from.
What a terrible thing to say.
I said that I was sorry.
What about this? Think about this, Mother. What if something were to happen to Susan? Wouldn't you want that money to stay in the family? It's only common sense. I'm part of the family. Think about it.
I am. You just believe me. I am.
I'm sure I missed something.
Only the truth, Susan. I'll leave the coffee here with the two of you. Maybe you could drink some of it and it'll straighten out your thoughts.
Our thoughts about what?
Ask my mother. I just got off duty a few minutes ago. I'm gonna go home.
Yeah, that does. We're ready to go.
All right, everything's ready, Robert.
Thanks, darling.
Holly, all set?
I'll just go and call Father. Father? Oh, I was just coming to get you. You shouldn't be lifting.
Oh, no, darling, I'm quite all right.
Now remember, you be strong.
I'll try.
Well, Nanny, I guess this is goodbye.
Take care of my girl, Luke.
You can count on it.
I'll give these to the security guard outside.
All right, man.
Nanny, I'm
You
going to
fellas
miss
want
you
to say-
so much.
I'm going to think about you every minute, dear.
Bye, Nanny.
Bye, darling.
Come on, we all set, folks?
Okay.
Come on.
Let's go right now, Captain.
All right. What's it? John, grab it. I got a catch. Holly, get a doctor.
Look at him, Captain. He can't possibly leave here.
Now, just calm down. Don't everybody get excited. Take it easy.
Father.
Look at this, Captain. He can't go anywhere.
Luke, I understand that. But the rest of us are still going. I'll call the DIM, and they can send an ambulance, and we'll put Charles in a hospital under a security guard. Nanny? Yes. Can you stay here with him until the hospital ambulance gets here?
Of course, but let me put a pillow under his head.
All right, Luke. Miss Sutton, come on. We can't wait another minute. We've got to go. I'll call the DIM from downstairs.
All right, come on, let's go.
I can't leave him. I can't possibly
You
leave him.
can, darling, and you must. Danny will be right here with me, won't you?
Of course.
Holly.
Captain's waiting, Holly.
Holly, come on. Come on, darling. It'll be all right.
I'll call a doctor, Charles. Everything's going to be fine.
I know, Nanny. Now, everything will be fine.
What the devil are you doing here?
What does it look like? Keeping your bed warm.
Get out, Scotty.
You know, I think it's about time that we had a truce. And we made up.
You gotta be kidding. Don't you think I know what you're trying to do?
Listen, I also want to say one thing. Don't ever say that I make you sick.
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 You are disgusting. I saw the way you were fawning all over Susan today, and we both know why.
Because I'm giving her my expert guidance.
Oh, get off it, Scotty. All you're interested in is the money and power over her to get to the money.
That's interesting. Money and power, I mean, they do go together very well. Of course, you know all about that, don't you?
Well, I know you like a book.
Of course you do. Because we're so much alike. I told you that a long time ago. You know, there was a time when we made pretty good partners.
But we sure as hell aren't partners now. Let me tell you something, Scotty. Blood's a whole lot thicker than water. And when I get through feeding Susan this line about family, I think she's going to come around. If you think you can fight that, you're mistaken.
I can fight it, and I can win. Because I got a weapon.
What?
It's the same thing that I used on you. It worked. I'm a guy. I mean, you can talk family till you're blue in the face. But you can't take family to bed.
You are disgusting,
And you're
Scotty.
ridiculous. You don't know what you're fighting for, who you're fighting.
Get out. Just get out.
Okay, but just remember one thing. You don't have a chance. Well, folks, we may as well wait right here till they call our flight. It should only be another minute or two.
I can't help but think about my father. Anything could have happened by now.
Maybe take it easy. Nanny's with him. You heard Bert call the DIM. I'm sure he's on his way to the hospital by now. He'll be fine.
Your attention, please. Flight 861 is now ready for boarding at gate number 45. Please have your boarding passes ready as you board the plane. Flight 861 is now ready for boarding at gate number 45.
That's us, folks.
Bert, can you give us 1 minute? We'll meet you at the gate.
Oh, come on now, Luke. Don't pull anything now.
But you can trust him.
All right, a minute.
That's all I need. Thank you.
We'll wait for you at gate 45.
Why did you ask that?
Well, I just want to make sure that you know a couple of things. Number one, it's going to be rough, baby. But I'll be right there with you.
I couldn't do it without you.
Okay, number two, when we get back to Port Charles, there'll be a big commotion and a lot of confusion. Are you ready for that?
Yes.
All right. This is the most important part, then. I know what you're going through in leaving your father behind. Holly, it's not too late for you to turn back.
Just run right now?
Yeah. If you need to do that, I'll stall them. I'll give you plenty of time to get away. I'm not going to force you to go back.
I know you're not.
So?
My father knew what he was doing. You come first in my life now. He wanted it that way, and so do I.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. I belong with you now.
All right, let's go.
Your attention, please. Flight 861 is now ready for boarding at gate number 45. Please have your boarding passes ready as you board the plane. Flight 861 is now ready for boarding at gate number 45.
Experts sink 127 balls and topple 7,000 dominoes with one amazing shot on Bats in